Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome to another episode. How are you? Hope you've been enjoying your week so far. Today's episode is about interviews. I'm praying for everyone to get all the interviews this year, and I'm going to make sure when you get those interviews, you are getting offers because we're tired. The job market has been in shambles since 2024. It's outrageous and it's not getting better anytime soon. So when you do finally book interviews, we need to make sure we're converting. But what do you do when you're booking the interview, but because you lack some of the experience or some of the specific things they're looking for, you're not getting the offer? Let's get into it. So you lack experience, but you've booked the interview. So as far as you're concerned, they know you lack experience. So why would you be able to answer questions in that area that you lack? No, wrong. Although they see that you lack experience, there is still an expectation that you can answer some of the questions. And I'm going to help you out because if they are shortlisting you, they have already seen the connection that you've helped them see in your CV. They see the transferable skills. They now need you to show them in person what they think they saw on paper. And this is the problem. A lot of you are showcasing yourself on paper well, and then forgetting that when you turn up in person, they need to see that it matches. They need you to continue to make the connection for them. So even if you don't have direct experience in a specific area, the interview still has an expectation. And this is what they're expecting. They want to know, have you got comparable or indirect experience? They want you to talk them through it. Like, how is your indirect experience going to help them? They want you to discuss that. How is your experience that's comparable? So have you got something that compares to it that's quite similar to what they've asked you to do? Then they need you to speak about that because you need to make them feel like the area that is missing is not a big deal. The problem when you don't have a specific area, like there's one thing you haven't done, but you've done 7 of the other things, or let's say there's 10 things, you've done 9 of them, but there's one thing you haven't done on that job description. They still need to know that and feel like, oh, it's not going to be a big deal just because I haven't done that one thing. And it isn't a big deal. This is my thing. A lot of you meet like 80, 90% of the job description. Firstly, half of you don't even apply when you meet 80 or 90 because you're like, oh, I can't do all the things. Guys, I've told you before, my first industry change, I met 30% of the job description. Yet here I am 15 years later, 16 years later. I've been the head of HR. I've been a director for a company, all in an industry that I'm not qualified to be in because I was a teacher beforehand. Anyway, we move. The reason men are applying when they only meet 50, 60% of the job is because if they got 5 out of 10, they're not making the other 5 look like a big deal. They don't care. It's not a big deal. If you make something a problem, the person you're talking to will also make it a problem. It's like when you have children. You know, if they fall and you're like, oh my gosh, are you okay? They start to cry immediately. Whereas if you're like, oh, you're okay, they jump up. Have you seen them kids? Them kids that just jump up, they're like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Their reaction or lack of reaction is based off of your reaction. If you're smiling and happy when you're around certain people, they're smiling and happy. If you're miserable around certain people, they pick up that energy. They also don't like those people. Or if you've got a bestie like me or a cousin like me, shout out Davina, I love you, who, if I don't like someone, she don't like them. She might have thought you was the most amazing person. And if I come in, I'm like, oh, no, I don't vibe with them. She's like, I don't vibe with them either. That's my favourite cousin. She always got my back. However, energy is transferable. If someone's not feeling it, and then you go into the room, you can sometimes feel that they're not feeling it. It's the same. The interviewer feels your energy. So stop making things a big deal when you haven't done something. And stop saying, oh, I haven't done it, but I'm willing to learn. No. What they're looking for is, what research have you done already? Have you tried to self-teach yourself? Like, are you self-taught in any area? Have you picked up any initiative to go and do a free course? Do you know some of the lingo and the words that they use? Like, What have you done actively? They don't want the lazy person who's like, I'm waiting to be trained. Listen, they're already lazy. Half the time, they don't even want to have to train people. They want you to come in on Monday and know how to do your job on Tuesday, because this is how lazy managers are these days. This is how lazy companies are these days. Let alone if they've booked you in for interview and you're missing one area, they don't want you to say, oh, yeah, but I'm a quick learner and you can just train me. They don't want to train you. They don't even want to train you on the processes that they have to train everyone on. They don't want to do health and safety with you. They don't want to do anything with you. Let's be real. They want to see what initiative have you taken. It's no different from when you do an industry change. They want to know, okay, you're saying you want to change industry. How much do you want it? How much research have you done? Who have you spoken to? What have you looked up online? How much do you know about what we do or what this aspect is that we're only going to have to show you a little bit because you've actually tried to pick up as much as you can? What can you talk about in an interview? Can you say to them, listen, I've researched this, this, and this, and it's so similar to what I've previously done, and give them the example of what you've previously done. I know it's not going to be an issue for me to deliver it. That's what they're looking for. For instance, if you've never done project management or managed a large budget, how will you do it? That's the answer they're looking for in an interview. They have an expectation that you can still tell them how you will do it. Not, oh, I've never managed a large budget before. Excuse me, have you managed a small budget? Have you managed any budget? What do you think you should be doing if you have a budget? How will you allocate resources? Have you done any research to understand what it is to manage a large budget? What elements and what aspects come into it? What research have you done about project management? What terminology do they use? Do you know what any of the terminology means? Talk about that terminology. Say, like if anyone who's done project management and studied Prince too, they're going to be talking about terminology like agile and things like that. Talk them through it. Whether you've done it or not is not the issue. How much have you self-taught to be able to discuss? How much knowledge do you have without the necessary experience? Have you got enough knowledge that you can compare it to other things that you have done? Because that's the truth. The only way you can compare indirect experience or comparable experience is if you've done your research, if you've spoken to people, if you've Googled stuff, if you've gone on YouTube, if you've listened to my podcast. So what is it you've done? Because that's the missing element. I speak to people all the time that will say to me, I went for an interview and they knew I didn't have that specific experience. And now that's the reason they didn't give me the job. You didn't answer the question right. I 100% know that. You didn't answer the question right on what your lack of experience means to them. You made them feel like your lack of experience was going to be a big deal, or that it was going to be a big job in them training you and they can't be bothered. Someone else came to interview and they were like, they'll need less training than you. And it doesn't even mean that the person they hired has all the experience. It just means that that person made them feel like they're not going to need as much training or as much support, or that person showed them they had more initiative than you, and that's why they got the job. I have definitely been offered the job over people that are more experienced than me. Even in a recent job that I had like a few years back, like before my last job, I was hired and they told me who the other person was at interview because that person was internal within the company. I found out like months later, not straight away. And the reason that person didn't get the job is, even though they had way more experience, I had zero experience, by the way, was because I made them feel like I would just be amazing at the job. And I would, even the areas that I lacked, I answered the question better than someone who had the experience. That's what research will do for you guys. So, have you looked up whether there's any legislation or specific rules that are needed for the area that you don't necessarily have experience in? For anything that you haven't done, do you know if that, like I said, do you know the lingo? Do you know the terminology? If you don't want to use the word lingo, do you know the legislation? Do you know the specific rules? Are there specific practices? Are there specific tools? Are there tech that they use that you will need to be able to use? So can you talk about it? Are there certain things that you will need to deliver in this one specific area where you lack experience? Can you discuss these? Have you done a free online course, like I said earlier? Have you self-taught yourself anything? Can you discuss that at interview? I want you to make sure you've done enough research to be able to discuss in interview the areas that you lack experience, because you lack experience, but you are high in knowledge. Do you understand it enough to be able to start to put it into practice, along with obviously them training you? But are you able to meet them halfway? This is what they're looking for. When they book you in for interview and they know that you lack experience, you can still secure the job. Or they wouldn't have booked you. They won't waste their time. They liked what they saw on paper. You're already halfway there, but they might be looking to see, do you have any initiative to self-learn? Do you have any initiative to go out and do your own research? Because that's also showing them what you'll be like in the job. The managers are lazy. They don't want to hire lazy people. This is the truth. They want to hire the people that do the work because they're already lazy. They want people that go and find the answers out for themselves. They want to have to do the bare minimum when it comes to training you. So you having the knowledge or you showing that you've done research shows that you're the type of person that goes out and finds answers. You're the type of person that has initiative. You're the type of person that finds solutions to problems. That's the type of person they want to hire. They're looking to see how well you cope under pressure as well. This is really important. And I think people overlook this. When they ask you, oh, you lack experience in that area, so what will you do? How do you think you're going to be able to deliver it? They want to see how you are under pressure. They want to see if you start sweating and start mumbling and start saying, well, if you train me, well, I'll just need a bit of help. They want to see how you are. If you've done your research, you'll be able to be like, well, actually, it's quite similar to this that I've done. I've noticed that you use the principles of X, Y, Z, and I know that I'll be able to do those because you're ready. They want to see how you are with answering the question, whether you lack experience or not. Are you going to make it a big deal? Or are you going to be someone who takes it in their stride? Listen, I'm someone who's worrying all the time, but on the surface, I will look calm as a cucumber. Underneath, I'll be having a million thoughts. But you'll never know that I've got 35 tabs open in my brain right now. Why? Because I will be calm and confident and I will only deal with the matter at hand. They want to see the effort you've put in before coming to the interview. When you lack experience, they want to see if you've been bothered to learn anything, any small thing. Or have you just showed up there and been like, well, I can't be bothered. You lot can just train me when I get the job. This shows them the type of personality you have. And they might be like, that's not the type of personality trait that we're looking for. They're using it to assess whether you're going to be the right fit for their team, whether you're going to be the right type of person that they want to manage, whether you're the person, like I said, that finds problems or the person who finds solutions. So they want to see, are you the person that when you get the job and something comes up, you're going to be the person that goes and upskills yourself or tries to find ways to upskill? They want to see, are you the person that will research and find the answer, even when you don't have it? These are skills that you can show with how you answer the question on lacking experience in any specific area, in any industry. So next time you have an interview and you know you lack experience in that area, that's the area I want you to go away and have research. If you meet 9 out of 10 things in the job description, how will you deliver the one thing that you don't meet? That's part of your interview prep. And it doesn't need to take you hours and months and years to get the answers. You just need to know enough to get through your interview and to get the offer. I hope that's helped someone. If you're listening to this episode and you know that this is an area you struggle with and you want some interview prep support, I offer 90-minute sessions. Those sessions are for so many things: interview prep, building confidence, understanding how to negotiate salary, just all types of things. If you feel like you could be benefit from a 90-minute session or even one of my 60-minute sessions, reach out, book a consultation, let's chat, let's see if it could fit for what it is that you need it for. If you know someone who has been struggling with this or is struggling with interviews or is struggling to turn interviews into offers, firstly, tell them to go back and listen to all my episodes on interviews because I have got a lot and they have helped so many people with getting more offers or at least getting through to second and third stage. And then if they need some extra support, let them know. They can book a consultation call with me or they can go ahead and just straight book a session. Head over to my website, atnrich.com. The details are always in the show notes. If you scroll down and read the description of the show, there's always some notes at the bottom that give my website, they give my Instagram, my TikTok, all the things. Make sure you're following me. But yeah, I hope that's helped someone. I love always talking about interviews because once you get an interview, I'm the type of person that's like, once I get an interview, I'm getting the job. Because that's my only job is to get interviews. And in this job market, booking interviews is hard. So if you book 2 interviews, one of them needs to be an offer or at least get you through to second, third stage, and then that become an offer. And the only way you do that is if you use some of the principles that I talk about. So I'm wishing everyone who's got upcoming interviews luck, and anyone who needs support for interviews for the future, reach out. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll speak to you in the next episode. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.